Xavi Hernández, let's see if he answers all our doubts and also the doubts from all our colleagues in the press room, for sure, about the possible lineup tomorrow, the fact to play with 4 midfielders. He's smiling, he's happy. It's now the moment for Xavi Hernández in this press conference room at Ciutat Esportiva. Joan Gamper.
Comencem la roda de premsa amb el tècnic del Futbol Club Barcelona, Xavi Hernández. Recordeu, 9 i mitja abans de cada pregunta, una pregunta per torn. Sisplau, comencem. Cesc.
Hola Xavi, què tal? Cesc Vilalta de Barça TV. Hola. Demà torna la competició europea al Camp Nou contra un gran rival.
Tomorrow the European competition is back at the Spotify Camp Nou. What do you expect from the game? It's going to be a big game. It's a spectacular knockout round for all neutral football fans. Arguably, both teams arrive in their best form so far this season. I believe that Ten Hag has certainly changed this team. It was difficult at first, but now he's doing an excellent job. They're a potent team with a physical fortitude. They have a lot of weapons, and it's going to be a difficult knockout. I expect a lot of intensity, a lot of rhythm. That's what you expect from English sides, and this is in the European competition, so we want to show that we can play at the highest level, and it's a great game for us. I expect the best.
Precisament sobre això del rival et volia preguntar. Per tu aquest Manchester United d'ara mateix és un equip de nivell Champions?
Is this Manchester United of Champions League caliber? Well, we're in the Europa League. Neither of us have managed to get to the Champions League. They're in great form. They play great. They've gotten great results. And you see that in the last few games. You see them very strong. And it was about time to see Manchester United play like this. They play with a lot of rhythm, intensity. You can't say that it's a Champions League caliber knockout round because we're in the Europa League, but it will be a high caliber elimination. Do you feel pressure given the economic circumstances of the club? You were eliminated prematurely from the Champions League. Is there pressure? No, we don't feel that in that way. We feel pressure in any game, like the final of the Super Cup. And in the Copa del Rey, we will feel it again. This is Barça. These challenges come your way each and every week. It's like Groundhog's Day, you know, the movie. This is Barça. We need to play the best way possible, show our excitement, and try to manage the euphoria surrounding the club at the moment. We need to continue to work hard with humility. We're in this competition now, and we face a very difficult opponent. It's going to be complicated, but we don't feel extra pressure because of it, no. We have this pressure because this is Barça.
Bon dia, Xavi. Aquí, Pol Ballús, per Dialèctica, a la teva dreta.
Hola.
Aquí. Et volia preguntar per un jugador en concret, el rival, per Marcus
I wanted to ask you about Marcus Rashford. When you played against Madrid, you used Araujo more as a wing-back. I don't know if you will expect to use a similar system or style of play to slow down Marcus Rashford. I don't like to advance these kind of things. We're not just dependent on one player of Manchester United. We need to try to anticipate what they'll do in attack and defense. That we know that they are quick in transition, in particular Rashford, but also Nacho and Sancho. They can all be reference points. They transition very quickly. They are quick on the counter. It's going to be difficult for us, and we need to be able to correct these sprints or transitions of Manchester United.
In English?
Sí.
Okay. Hola, Xavi. Andy Mitton.
Hola.
You nearly signed, Manchester United tried to sign you as a player. You played your first European game at Old Trafford under Louis van Gaal. You played against Manchester United many times. What's your perception of the club and memories from when you played against them?
Well, when we play against these kind of clubs, Manchester United, in my opinion, is a big club in Europe. Of course, they are not in the best moment of their history, but they are Manchester United. We respect them a lot. We respect Ten Hag, all the players. Now they are in a very good moment. They are positive, good results in the last weeks. So very difficult. We respect a lot them. Even we are in Europa League, but we respect them a lot. It will be really tough and really difficult to beat them.
Buenas tardes, Xavi. Alfredo Martínez, Onda Cero.
Buenas tardes.
¿Entiendes que el ganador de esta eliminatoria pasará a ser el gran favorito para ganar el título?
Do you think, advancing to the next round, you'll be the favorite to win the title? And do you expect a level playing ground?
Salvo sorpresa para mí mañana, yo creo que se decidirá.
Yeah, I think unless a major surprise happens tomorrow, the deciding game will be that in Old Trafford. We're playing two games. It's a knockout round, but tomorrow very little will be decided. We play at home.
Nos hemos ganado de alguna manera en esta competición en Europa, ¿no?
But nothing will be won after just one game. I don't think we're favorite, but Manchester United neither. There's been a combination of results why certain teams are now in the Europa League, and it's going to be difficult to win this competition.
Alejandro.
Hola, mister. ¿Qué tal? Alejandro Segura, en directo para Radio Marca. Buen día.
Buen día.
No sé si tienes la sensación, tal y como está el equipo ahora, que está en el mejor momento de la temporada, está muy bien defensivamente, también muy bien ofensivamente.
Defensively, offensively, the team is in the best phase of the season. If the team would have been like this in October or November, right now, you would have been playing the Champions League. Yeah, but we can't rewind time. If you think hypothetically, a lot changes. Or we could have tactically done things different with players. In the end, it's a competition. We weren't up to the task, and that's why we're in the Europa League. That's it. Tomorrow, we want to win this competition. We're in a good moment, and we need to continue. We need to demonstrate it every game. Every match here in Barça and every press conference is a test. This is the demanding club. The club demands the best, and as do you guys, so it's difficult. So we need to show it every game. It's 16 games that this team is going without a loss. You said, you quoted Groundhog's Day in terms of every game is the same. But isn't this a little bit more important given the competition and the opponent you're facing? Yeah, but also Sunday against Cádiz will be important because it's 3 points. This one is important, but also the one in Old Trafford and also the next round. That's how it is. We have to take things game by game. Tomorrow, come out motivated. So I just heard that the stadium will be pretty much full. That's fantastic. We need to be meeting our fans' expectations. It's pretty clear. Your footballing philosophy and ideas. The team right now is in a process of growing offensively as well. and defensively, the corrections seem to be working.
Intenta quizá menoscabar un poquito la idea que tú siempre has defendido diciendo que el Barça está creciendo.
You always defended that
que no es exactamente el que tú habías vendido, ¿no? Que está creciendo mucho defensivamente y que defiende.
Barça is growing defensively.
Pero ¿a quién me dirijo? Es que no lo entiendo.
I don't understand. Is this a message?
¿Pero de quién?
A message from who? What?
Bueno, yo soy de parte de los otros.
Well, I'm more on the other side.
Sin nada más. No tengo que convencer a nadie.
I don't need to convince anybody. I need to convince my players from a game, a style of play, which I think they are interpreting very well and executing on a pitch. It was hard. It was a change of style, but I think we're growing, yes. And when it comes to convincing, I need to convince my players, the board, and the club members, and our fans. And in that sense, I think we're all in the same line. The stadium is full. The players are convinced. In fact, they sacrifice to the maximum each and every game. I see the president every 2-3 days. He's happy. He's happy how we play with Mateo and Jordi Cruyff. The same thing. So I'm calm. I'm cool, calm, and collected. And for those who aren't on board, well, too bad for them. But this is my idea.
Convencidos dentro lo estamos.
So we're convinced, yes. Within the club here, we're very convinced.
Eric Ten Hag said this week that he thought Marcus Rashford was one of the most dangerous strikers in Europe. Would you agree?
One of the most, yes, fully agree, because it's very fast. He has very good dribble, 1v1. Yes, in the transition is very, very dangerous. So yes, we need to take care all of them, but especially Rashford is, yes, one of the most dangerous players now in Europe. Yeah.
David McDonald from the Daily Mirror. Manchester United tried to sign Frankie de Jong last summer. There was a huge saga lasting many weeks. How did he react, and how did that affect him in terms of all the uncertainty over his future? And how impressed have you been with his form this season? And do you feel that he may have a personal point to prove against Manchester United tomorrow, given what happened last summer?
No, I think he was really clear to me. He wanted to stay with us, so there was not doubt. So now he's our player. I'm really happy and satisfied with his performance, his leadership. He's in a very good moment, like all the team. So now Frankie, I think he's enjoying on the pitch, and this is the most important thing.
David Ibáñez.
Hola, Xavi.
Hola.
Buen día, David Ibáñez de Mediaset. Decías ahora que cada partido aquí hay que demostrar.
You said that in each and every game, you need to prove yourself. Tomorrow is a good game to put your stamp on the map and to show that Barça is able to compete in Europe. Yeah, it's always important. And yes, in Europe, perhaps even more so after several seasons where we haven't had success. It's the Europa League, but it's important for us to show that we are able to compete here in Europe, for sure.
Elena, sí.
Hola, Xavi, Elena Comis de la cadena COPE. Llegáis seguramente en el mejor momento de la temporada.
You arrived to this match, the best moment of the season. You're leaders in the league. This is Europe. It's been difficult these past few seasons. Have you learned from these past mistakes? And if you're not bothered by hearing the anthem of the Champions League. No, it does bother me. Given our grandeur and history, we should be in the Champions League, but we didn't pass the test. The reality is this: we're here in the Europa League, which is a beautiful competition, given the teams that are competing in this competition, and we're going to try to advance.
Bon dia, Xavi.
Bon dia.
Anaïs Martí de La Vanguardia. L'últim que es va jugar un partit d'Europa League aquí al Camp Nou.
The last time you played a Europa League game here in the Camp Nou, there was an invasion of Germans.
Hagi iniciat aquest sistema de control, d'identificació a l'hora
Is the club implementing a system of control?
que demà estarà ple, però d'aficionats.
Tomorrow will be full, but hopefully of Barça fans. Yeah, we can't make that same mistake again. So as a club, I hope that the fans will come out and show their best side. I hope this won't happen again.
Aquí, Aurora. Més endavant. Aurora, darrere. Sí.
Hola Xavi, Aurora
Hola.
Fuster per a Principal.cat. Volia preguntar-te respecte a la defensa i respecte als gols que heu encaixat a la Lliga.
Question about the defense. The goals conceded, 7.
A la Champions vau arribar a encaixar fins a 12. Quina diferència hi ha
And in the Champions League, 12. What difference is there, Barça in Europe and the league? We try that aren't any differences. And tomorrow we want to compete in the best way possible in this competition. It's difficult. We face good opponents. We want to work hard in defense to recuperate possession, make sure the defensive lines are well organized and that we win our area duels. But tomorrow is a game where we can show that we are able to be competitive defensively in Europe as well.
Des de la temporada passada, el gol fora de casa no val doble.
Last season,
Sergio Ramos s'ha encarregat de recordar en l'eliminatòria del Barça. La meva pregunta és...
last season, the away goal advantage was eliminated.
O preferia que fos com abans, que encara...
Do you prefer this new rule, or do you prefer the advantage before? I think it's more just now. I think right now it's good that if the game ends in a draw, that you go into extra time and you focus on beating your opponents with a playing time giving.
Josep. Sí.
Josep Capel de Radio Nacional de España. Buenos días, Xavi.
Buenos días.
Hoy han vuelto a salir informaciones de ámbito institucional. Simplemente quería preguntarte si tú este tipo de cosas las sigues.
Do you follow the institutional news and updates? Does it arrive in a dressing room? Does it affect you, or you might already be used to it given how many years you've been here? What are you referring to? There are possible payments through the vice president that are being physically being researched. I try to focus on just the sporting aspect, but that's this club.
De venir a la rueda de prensa, que prácticamente acabamos el entreno hace 10-15 minutos.
We've just finished training, and I was told about this. The club has made a statement, so these are things that happened when I wasn't at the club. The club has spoken out, and that's it.
Ten Hag, el entrenador, ha dicho que siempre quiere jugar en el estilo de usted también.
Ten Hag has said he also always wants to play like Johan Cruyff. How can you two compare each other? For me, Ten Hag is a great coach.
De alguna manera, revertir la situación del United no era nada.
It wasn't easy to change the situation in Manchester United. They're happy again. I think also the way that they're playing says a lot. He has a lot of variance in attack. Defensively, they'll work very well, and they're a difficult opponent. I think he's a very interesting coach for me. He does things very well. He varies with the three lines. Sometimes the pivots play on the outside. A lot of people incorporate in attack. He's very offensive, and you see that in pretty much all his matches. He's a reference point for all of us offensive coaches that love this style of play.
Hola Xavi, bon dia.
Bon dia.
Adrià Albets, en directe pel Que t'hi jugues de Ser Catalunya. Aquesta informació que hem explicat nosaltres avui al...
This information
els pagaments que el Barça
about these payments that Barça did paid to the refereeing committee. There are certain sources that have come out that say this was happening since 2003. Do you remember when you were a player then how you guys needed to behave with referees and all that? Yeah, we're always aware of who referees a game. And we work on this since many years. There's not anything new about this, internally speaking.
Què tal, Xavi? Carlos, en directe pel Twitch de Gigandes. Et volia preguntar per un nom propi, Ronald Araujo.
Ronald Araujo.
Està fent-ho molt bé aquesta temporada.
He's playing very well in defense, particularly in that game against Villarreal. What are your expectations of him? Araujo is a leader. He's got great physical and technical abilities. He's got leadership. He's a tremendous defensive player. He's got the conditions to mark an era here and worldwide. There are few players that have this tactical, technical, and physical abilities, and he's a spectacular player for us.